With the new Asus ROG Phone 7 and 7 Ultimate, Asus looks to be devoted to continue its gaming smartphone brand. The revised range doesn't differ significantly from the previous generation, instead focused on just increasing the specifications to provide gamers looking for a phone with the extra horsepower they want. Pursuing the performance crown and focusing on gaming features, on the other hand, does not necessarily result in the greatest smartphone. Given the parallels between the ROG Phone 7 and the disastrous ROG Phone 6 Pro, it has its job cut out for it, and it will inevitably suffer the same fate as its predecessor. In this video, we will be looking at the Asus ROG Phone 7 and exploring exactly what it offers. Before we get into the video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. Now let's get into it. Design and features. The ROG Phone 7 Ultimate looks so much like the ROG Phone 6 Pro that I assumed it was the same device. There are some slight modifications in the style of the rear cover, but it is considerably more like last year's phone than distinct. If anything, the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate has become a little more understated, with flourishes like the ROG lettering along the bottom edge that practically disappear unless the light hits them just so. With its geometric camera bulge and lines of artificial seams between panels, the phone's back pretend to be a robot. Similar lines ran through the ROG Phone 6 Pro, although they're less prominent here. The ROG Phone 7 Ultimate retains a POLED display, a pixelated tiny screen on the rear to provide call alerts and different device status indications, such as battery charging or gameplay. All these elements are set against a stunning purely two-tone Gorilla Glass 3 finish on the back. The face of the phone is made of the same Victus Gorilla Glass as was used on the ROG Phone 6. The ROG Phone 7 Ultimate. The ROG Phone 7 Ultimate, on the other hand, has a minor ruggedness increase with an IP54 rating to help defend against dust entry over the ROG Phone 6. However, it is still a long way from the IP68 classification seen on many smartphones. Though the IP54 certification is modest, it's still rather amazing since the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate includes a unique slot on the back of the phone. The Aeroactive portal debuted with the ROG Phone 6D that opens up to improve cooling by exposing heatsink fins on the processor. The ROG Phone 7 Ultimate sports a 6.78-inch display and substantial bezels at the top and bottom, making it larger than my Pixel 7 Pro, the cover. Asus cleverly uses the extra bezel space at the top to split away the selfie camera, ensuring that the display is not disturbed by a hole punch camera. The weight of the phone is proportional to its size. It weighs 239 grams, the same as its predecessor. I found it difficult to hold the phone up for an hour while watching a movie. The presentation is excellent. Its size, along with a resolution of 2448x1080, makes it extremely crisp. It also has a bright AMOLED LED panel that displays HDR content well. It's also equipped for seamless gaming, with a 165Hz refresh rate and a pair of front-facing speakers that produce superb audio for a phone. Asus, like many other Android manufacturers, inserted a fingerprint sensor behind the display and the phone unlocks quickly. Software. You may expect a gaming gadget to be bloated with unnecessary gaming applications and a flashy UI, but Asus has avoided this mistake. The phone runs Android 13 and has minimal extra software installed aside from the Armoury Crate app, which is essential for getting more performance and gaming capabilities out of this phone. Without those features, there's no incentive to buy this phone, thus Armoury Crate feels completely acceptable here. While Asus provides a dark matter flow theme for the UI, which features all the edgy, gamer aesthetics, it also provides a traditional theme, which is fashioned more like any ordinary Android phone. Asus guarantees 2 OS upgrades as well as 4 years of security patches. Not bad, but Samsung and Google give more. Gaming and performance. The ROG Phone 7 Ultimate has plenty of performance muscle in most current games and will most likely shine in future games. The system is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, which is currently the finest available for Android phones. In the Ultimate variant, Asus couples the chipset with 16GB of LPDDR5X RAM. That's a lot of memory for the types of tasks that a phone typically does. The phone is really fast in everyday use. Switching between applications, including the camera, is a breeze. The phone also has enough of storage capacity for applications, games, and videos, with the Ultimate variant including 512GB of fast USF 4.0 storage. The ROG Phone 7 Ultimate was able to run Genshin Impact and Apex Legends with maximum out settings at a smooth 60 Hz, while barely stressing the CPU and GPU in the latter game. Thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor and superior cooling, the system maintains a comfortable 33 degrees Celsius with the Aeroactive Cooler 7 fitted. The heat is concentrated at the phone's power button, which is distant from the hands in the ideal gaming mode. This makes the phone feel more pleasant to hold. Most of the time, Genshin Impact ran flawlessly, with only the rare hiccup. As impressive as this may sound, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra runs these games just as well. The ROG Phone 7 Ultimate's large, bright, high refresh rate display can drain the battery quickly, especially during games. However, at 65 watts, the phone may recharge quite quickly. To achieve that quick recharge, it employs two 3000 mAh batteries that charge at the same time. It also isn't proprietary because PD 3.0 is supported. If the battery is fully charged, the phone has a bypass mode that allows a cable connection to power the phone directly, bypassing the battery to save heat. Camera. Here are the cameras the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate packs. 50 megapixel wide, 13 megapixel ultra wide, and 8 megapixel macro camera, and a 32 megapixel selfie camera. According to reviews, a 50 MP primary sensor isn't completely useless. Photos are vivid and crisp despite the camera's poor performance in low-light situations. However, like with the ROG Phone 6 Pro before it, the ROG Phone 7 Ultimate's camera falls short of expectations. When viewing photographs on the phone's screen, I don't see much of a problem, but zooming closer exposes some softness in the images. When compared to a Pixel 7 Pro, the quality difference is obvious. Anyway, that's all from us today, guys, on the brand new Asus ROG Phone 7 Ultimate. Please be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content like this.